angle. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Hello for those who are on the replay. I just started, so I'm waiting for people to jump on. Let me just post in the group again that we're live so people know. You got to refresh sometimes. Oh, there I am. If you come on this page, I say I'm going to be live, but you don't see me live, get out of the page and then go back in, and then you'll probably see me again. So let's see. I am... Okay, is anybody going to drop in? It's almost a little dark, doesn't it? But, oh, there we go. I'm doing this from my computer and not my phone, and so I can't adjust the light and all that on my computer. So it kind of is the way it is. It's pretty good right now. All right, we'll see if more people, if anybody pops on. There we go. We got someone popping on, although maybe it's me. And if you're watching the replay, if you're live, whatever, say hello. Let me know who's here. And at any time, you can post questions and comments. And that is how I can help you better, too, is by, because I have a lot of things I want to discuss in this one. But of course, by you asking questions or things like that, it helps me direct it in a way that might help you better. Okay? So who's with me? Ooh, my sound is way down. Sorry. Who's popped on? Say hello so I know who's here. In this video, we're going to talk a bit more about the food a little bit. Depends on what your questions are too, right? Depends on what questions I get. And also about the mindset, belief work, why we sabotage, all or nothing, the whole, what's the other word for it? Thanks. Hello, Brenda. Do you have any questions? So let me know what your challenges are. Like, is there something that's really challenging you right now? What is something you're struggling with? Because I can cover that too. Even if I covered it last night, we can go over that a little bit. But if you haven't watched my part 1 from yesterday, it's on this page. You might have to scroll. And so make sure you watch that, because I covered a lot more about the food, what's going on in your body, why it reacts the way it reacts. Who else is here? Anybody else? Oh, slow start. And I thought it would be better for the Easterners to do it at this time. So do you have any questions or concerns, Brenda? Anything you want to discuss or have discussed in this video? And I got notes, so I'm trying to move things around. I got these are my notes. Bunch of stuff scribbled, topics. So many things to cover. All right. I'm going to, let me just post one more time in my personal. Oops. Yeah. Is that in that? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Okay. All right. Who else, Brenda? Let me see. Got to get my glasses on. 53, fluffy and tired. Fluffy. Oh, right. Now I remember you. I kind of wear my glasses, eh? I got the wrong glasses with me. Oh, well. Here's my other ones. There we go. Fluffy and tired. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, we can talk about, one thing about being tired is you can look at, like, there's various men. Are you you're 58, so you're postmenopausal, right, Brenda? So it could be, let's just get a couple things about being tired. It could be adrenal fatigue. So you can look up adrenal fatigue. It could also be thyroid, any problems with your thyroid, and a regular doctor will not catch the little problems with your thyroid. They'll catch something that's very serious. So going to a natural doctor, a herbalist, something like that. Like, so go see some sort of a natural doctor and say, I feel tired a lot. I feel tired a lot. Can you test me? Or are there some herbs or something I can take that'll help me feel better? And they always want to get to like the reason why, why that's one important thing. Stress. If you've been under continual stress, that of course causes adrenal fatigue, and adrenal fatigue makes us feel exhausted, right? And when you're in adrenal fatigue, because your adrenal glands can produce the hormones, they're not going to be producing hormones then if they're that tired. So therefore, a lot of things start to go downhill within you, right? So that could have a lot to do with it too. Could also be and for sure, what you're eating. Of course, you want to start with what you're eating because that's something that you can start at home, right? I work full time. Yep. Second shift in food service, so they expect me to be tired and stressed. Oh my God. Second shift in food service. Not sure what that, but working full time is a lot. And especially if you have a lot of things going on in your life too, like you're still doing the housework, you're still doing maybe yard work, things like that. So that's one thing that I think is totally wrong with so many things is women having to work, well, anybody really, to the point of sheer exhaustion and not having time to do anything else in their lives. That's also, figuring out ways that you can change things in your life, right? Change as much as you can and handle the stress and get enough rest when you're not in your work. So it's really about changing your life up, right? Oh, so do you mean and you kind of did it to yourself because you just bought a new house, so it's a lot for you? That could be why. It's the choices we make so often too, right? We end up making choices that keep us super busy and doing things. Stress will also cause weight gain. So stress causes decrease our immune system. It causes weight gain. It stops us from losing weight. We will not release weight. And then of course it can stop us from sleeping. And when we're not sleeping well, our hormones we're not going to have balanced hormones because they control so much of our hormones. And then again, there's the weight loss and the weight gain. So it just piles up on each other. I just filled the fridge with, oh, right, you're the one who went shopping and got food. Excellent, Josephine. I eat really well and try to stay away from carbs. Don't eat processed foods. It's all fresh, homemade, and yet my weight won't move. I don't understand why. I can't lose weight. I'm almost postmenopausal now, and I'm told my thyroid is working even though it is enlarged and I have a goiter. Oh, well. Is that by a regular doctor, Josephine, or did you go to a naturopath? Go see a naturopath or a natural doctor. Yeah, you need some special attention probably there. But also, I know you say you eat really well, but I've talked to so many women, Josephine, who they think they eat well, but they don't eat right. Okay, so that is a big thing. Yeah, no, go see a naturopathic doctor if you have them in your area. Even like maybe someone knows of special herbalist or something, but go see someone else. Naturopaths can actually test you, but their tests are different. Oh yeah, so I know not all naturopaths are ideal, I'm sure, but have them do some tests or whatever they think that you could do to help support your thyroid and your health. See what they have to say about that too, for sure. You should be supporting that better. But it could also be what you eat, Josephine, and I don't know you. But I do work with people one-on-one, and I also am having my 30-day program coming up. If you want something that's more guided and gives you all the recipes and everything, and trying that and seeing if that makes a difference to you, because most often it does, very, very does. So I do one-on-one, and I also have a 30-day program that that is for you guys, get on sale right now for $167 only. So I will be posting more about that, or let me know if you're interested in some sort of help and guidance in that area for sure, to see exactly, because you could probably end up feeling way better, right? And starting to do that, and starting to at least know you're eating the foods that are going to contribute to lose weight loss and balancing your hormones the best you can during this phase of your life. Absolutely. That's what's important. All right. Is anybody else? I see there's 6 people on. Say hello. Do you have any questions? Do you have any concerns? What are some things that you're struggling with? What are some things that you would like me to cover in this video? I have a lot of suggestions, but if you have something specific, let me know, and therefore I can also talk about that too, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. You can do my 30-day program. You can live anywhere in the world. It'll all be done. I'll message you, Josephine. Okay. How about that? And I'll talk a bit more about it later, but yeah. Oh, you can do it. And yeah, believe me, that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, because I have so many people who live in New Zealand and Australia and even England. And I do work with one-on-one clients in Europe too. So anyways, but I'll talk to you. All right. Any more questions? I know I'm going to go on, but before I go on, I just want to make sure that, feel free to write in your questions, write your symptoms, and that way I can help you better. Now, I just wanted to touch a bit on the food, carbs, and sugar cravings. Someone brought that up last time. And sugar cravings, of course, are related like to your insulin levels and blood sugar levels. And that is very much related by food. I ate sandwiches all last week, being lazy and cheap. I ate a bottle of ibuprofen just to recover from my knee soldier pain. Learned my lesson. Have to cut out all wheat. Yep, always. Do you approve of the alkaline diet? Absolutely, 1000% alkaline diet, Brenda. You bet. That's what I work with. Oh my God, absolutely. And you are sabotaging yourself. You are sabotaging yourself. So we'll get on some mindset stuff today, because that's exactly what you're doing. And it's because you're frustrated and you're feeling like there's no hope, and you're feeling lost, and you're feeling tired, and you're feeling exhausted. And so what we tend to do in those areas is almost like give up, right? We tend to go like, oh my God, I can't figure this out. This is too much. I've got too many things going on. I'm too stressed. So you're using, well, most women use food or alcohol, or both, of course, for comfort, for coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms are a big one. So exactly, when you get stressed, when you feel like, oh, there's just too much going on, or I can't figure this out, I need help, but I don't know where to go, I'm confused, I'm mad, I'm frustrated, I don't like this, I want things to change, but they can't change. Then what happens is yeah, for sure. Then what happens when you feel like that is your coping mechanism is the food and the alcohol. And that's just something, it's a behavior. It's a belief. It's a habit, basically. It's a habit. And you know what? Oh my God, you just sit and listen to people. And that is what people say. So how many times do we hear, like growing up, or as even now when we're talking with people, and we're like, I'm so stressed, I need a drink, or something bad happens, and we're like, oh, I'm going to so eat a tub of ice cream or something. I'm going to go home and have cookies, and I'm going to have a glass of wine, right? Like, so this becomes like our beliefs, that is like, this is how we handle stress. This is how people handle stress. And that's what happens. And it leads us into these bad habits. And when we do things continually all the time, like over and over and over and over again, it's a pattern. So what happens is we get stressed, something triggers us. Our reaction is, oh my God, I can't take care of this. I got to cope. I got to find some way to make myself feel better. Oh yeah, when I'm stressed, when I'm upset, I drink this or I eat this. And that's just like a reflex. It's a reflex. It happens right away. We're like, yep, this is what I do. So you have this belief that this is what I do when I get stressed, right? Fries. Oh, yeah. Yes, I bet you do. And I always take food to places. Yeah, that's the thing. So there's many ways that we cope, and our coping mechanisms aren't always the best, right? That's how we get ourselves into these messes, but they're usually learned. So know that it's just because it's something you learned when you were growing up, or that you saw. So we end up doing things we see others do, right? When we're children, we watch our parents, we hear our parents, so we observe them and we hear them. And when they talk to us, they make us feel a certain way. So we develop those things from what we hear, what we see them do, and what that makes us feel like inside, right? So that's how it gets into us. That's how these beliefs and these patterns and these things come to us in the first place, is usually from habits, and then we carry them through. So we can tend to use those things automatically we continually repeat patterns and ways of doing things automatically because they are in us, so ingrained in us. It's like a reflex. It's like a reflex. It's like when you put your hand on a hot stove, you take it off real fast. That's how fast those things happen. We're not thinking, oh, I probably shouldn't drink a bottle of wine and eat a bag of French or eat a bag of potato chips right now. We don't. We just think, I need it. I'm going to take it, right? So that's part of the whole mindset stuff, and why people don't stay on track. That's one of the things, is that they developed coping mechanisms that they think are normal or right for them. Their body reacts that way super fast, and that's what they do, and they do it over and over and over again. And then you develop a belief that that is the way things are. That is just the way it is for me. So there's some beliefs that could be like healthy eating is hard, or when family comes to visit, there's no way we can eat healthy. That's another belief that I hear a lot of people say. Or like for someone, I work at a place and there's junk food all around me, so there's no way I can resist it. I have to eat it, right? Like we hear people say those things. And those are just beliefs we have that are not true. So most beliefs we have are not true. The ones that sabotage us, they're usually not true at all. They are just things that we've learned to believe for some reason. Does anybody have one they want to work on? Like what would be something? Are you aware of when you sabotage? Are you aware of some of your coping mechanisms? And are you aware of things you do? Like, oh yeah, when I get stressed, I do this. Or are you the type that is really good at eating healthy for a while, and then all of a sudden, bang, you go back, something happens and you go right back to eating crap, eh? Yes, always take your own food. I know. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about carbs and sugar. I'm all over the place. Okay, carbs and sugar. I just want to talk about that loop for a minute. So if somebody is craving carbs a lot or wants those simple carbohydrates, which are crackers, breads, muffins, you know, all those things where you're just like grabbing, or the sugary stuff or the candies, or even the red wine, which is real sugar. You've got yourself into like a loop. And so by eating those things a lot, your body, it raises the blood sugar levels, right? So it spikes blood sugar levels. That is what your body gets in a pattern of doing. So it gets in that pattern. Then often, most likely, you end up in insulin resistance, which means the food now you take in is basically converting right to sugar, to fat. And all those carbohydrates are seen as pure sugar to your body. So intake any of those simple carbohydrates, they're turning right to sugar and going right to fat. And that keeps your body in a loop, so that no matter what, you can't break it until you change how you eat. Then it can be broken. So a lot of times people try to eat around it or do things around it, but they're not quite including all the right foods, and they're not quite giving up those things for at least even 2 weeks, right? So once you give up them for about 2 weeks, you will be amazed at how your body adjusts, and pretty fast. But there's also, if somebody has candida, and I think someone mentioned that in the last video, where you've been consuming a lot of simple carbohydrates, you've been consuming a lot of sugar, and your body gets like this yeast overgrowth, there is a candida cleanse you can do. So I did that with a naturopath, and then I took out the sugar for a period of time. And sugar, we're talking fruit, all of those things, right? 6 months seems to be my cutoff point for healthy. That's pretty good, Brenda. 6 months is actually pretty good. I find that even gluten-free grains cause the reaction. Absolutely, Josephine. It's any type of floury, grainy, cookie, breads, any of that. I grumble that is not fair. I can't eat a cracker. It's a cracker, darn it. I get or to eat a cracker. Yes, so true. So it doesn't mean you can never eat those things. But what it does mean is that you have to give them up for a period of time. And it's actually a very short period of time, you guys. It's just because you got to break that cycle, that loop, like I talked about. If you don't break it, it's not going to break, and you're going to stay in it. But think about this. Do you want to stay in it for years, or do you want to get out of it in 2 to 3 weeks? Doesn't make more sense. Wouldn't it be wonderful to get out of it in 2 or 3 weeks? Be great. Oh, I can't recommend a pro or prebiotic because every place is different. Every city, I live in Canada. If you're in the States, go to a really good health food store and ask for a probiotic and a prebiotic, and they'll be able to help you. Always go to a place where they know and let them help you. Yeah. Because, the one I take, I don't even know if you have it. I live in Canada, and where you may not have that one there, and it may not work for you. Remember, you guys, your bodies are different. So when you ask someone, what's the exact thing you take, it may help them, but it may not help you. Always remember that. So it's about trying things. It's about going to somebody, a naturopath or a really good health food store you can trust, and saying, what's your best green powder blend? What is your best prebiotic or probiotic? And they might ask you a few questions, and then you get something that's best for you. Try it. How does it make you feel? If I've tried so many until I find ones that work for me. Right? I know, but that's what you got to do, because we're all so different. Not one individual is the same. I've lost 32 pounds in the last, good for you. I've been eating right and exercising. I seem to eat the same snacks. Good. A cup of cottage cheese and some fruit for my morning snack. Can you suggest any? Well, I have to say, I don't think that's a good snack, Sherry. I'm glad you've lost weight though. That's excellent. But you're combining fruit with something. Ooh, that combination is bad for your gut. And I don't really recommend dairy at this time, but it's not bad. I love cottage cheese, but you can't find a cottage cheese that doesn't have any preservatives. So unless you maybe make it yourself. So if you are completely zero, you're not lactose intolerant, which you don't know until you completely go off dairy. When you completely go off dairy, you may notice, oh my God, I feel so much better. So much better. I don't feel mucusy. I don't feel sinusy. I feel clear. I feel like, less inflamed. My skin looks better. So if you have tried going off dairy and you haven't noticed any difference, to have a cup of cottage cheese is not the worst thing. But I can't have it because it has preservatives. I react to all preservatives. So there is stuff, and your body holds fat, preservatives or toxins in fat. And so if you can't release some extra fat, it could be because these little bits of preservatives you're putting into your body might be sticking in the fat that you can't release. And fruit combined with something like cottage cheese is not a very good food combination. So if you look up food combining online, you will see, you don't want to be mixing much of that. In smoothies, there's a different story, so we can talk about that too. But snacks, I like things like maybe a hummus or an avocado dip and veggies, or half of your salad, or steamed veggies, or if you eat meat, some meat and some veggies. Your snacks can be like your meals. But also, I used to be a raw food chef, and so I work a lot with raw food recipes and even some raw food recipes, and they have some nuts and seeds, and we use dates, and we use different types of really good high quality foods that have minerals for your hormones, have good fats for your hormones, are high in fiber, and you can make snacks out of those things like that seem like real energy balls and bliss balls, things like that are really good for snacks because they're very supportive for your hormones. Whereas cottage cheese is an acidic food, so it actually causes inflammation in your body. So any dairy causes inflammation in your body, so you want to decrease the dairy. And the fruit, if you're caught up with a belly, like so you've gained a lot of weight in your belly, fruit is during this phase for a little while, is something you want to decrease because it is still seen in your body as sugar. So if you're going through the fluctuations, when you bring in too much fruit, and if you're in a little bit of insulin resistance, that is going to go right to fat. Your body's going to see it as sugar. So it's a good idea to kind of decrease that. So you want foods that are higher in minerals, very high in minerals, and alkaline foods are high in minerals. You can Google alkaline and acidic foods. Now, there's a big gray area. I talk about that in my programs because there's a lot more to it, but it gives you an idea. Chia gel. I highly recommend chia gel and blueberries, or chia gel and even grapefruit for a good morning snack. That's a good one. When I swim or jog, my acid reflux always causes me to be very slim. Kelly, do you consume starchy foods, potatoes, lentils, beans, heavily cooked foods like roasted vegetables, soups, stews? Do you consume any of those? And you should take probiotics and digestive enzymes for sure. Brenda, kombucha is great. Hi, Maria. Yeah, Sherry, I forgot about, I do chia seeds. I do chia seeds with a few oats, chia gel, mixed with water, right? Some hemp seeds, a few sunflower seeds, blueberries mixed with it. You can make coconut milk and blueberries, blend it with chia gel, add a little bit of stevia. It's like a yogurt, right? You can make your own stuff. Use coconut milk. So there's tons of ideas. There's so many. And that is so true. When you are trying to change what you eat, if you give up things and you don't know what to replace it with, that's where the problem is, right? Because then you're stuck, well, I gave everything up. What am I supposed to eat? And it can get so frustrating. So frustrating, right? And because I have done raw food chef and I was high raw for 1.5 years and I did many, many workshops and everything on that, I love making my own recipes. So I am somebody who I make up all my recipes. I helped open a raw food restaurant, vegan restaurant here in the city, and I did the recipes for them. I formulated the recipes. So that's one of my favorite things to do. So in my programs, you get so many amazing recipes because that's something I love to do. I can make things healthy and taste good, always. Recipes, Kelly? Yeah. Oh my God, it's so true, isn't it? It's so true. If you don't know how, because I can tell you guys what to make, but then if you're like, well, how should I put it together? What to eat? But it's like this whole thing. It's actually really easy, but until you see it and do it and live it, like bring it into your life, then you don't get it. And that's what I know is missing. That is truly what I know is missing. When women do my programs, they get the recipes, they follow them, they eat them. That's it. Like literally that's all you have to do. Then you get it. There's nothing more to get. You go, oh, I can do that. It's actually really easy. Yeah, because there's so much crap information out there. And and I like keeping things simple. Believe me, I do not like overcomplicated things. Like I have no patience for that. No patience. I'm a fast person. I like to do things fast. I like to have things done. I want to eat my food, healthy, good, done, right? But what I'm going to talk about, thank you, Debbie. Yes, Debbie was the food good, Debbie? Was the food good? Let them know what the food was like. And was it hard? Also, was it hard for you? And I want to just show you guys a couple things you can put in your smoothies because I know I get asked that. Yes, and easy to make. See, the food is, I know. So here's what I suggest, because we are talking high alkaline, so you want to get a lot of minerals. So hormones, the best food for your hormones are minerals. Your hormones actually really need minerals. And most people nowadays are deficient in minerals, and they probably get too much protein. This whole protein thing is like out of control. Yes, I believe in high fats. Yes, I believe in really good proteins. Absolutely 1000%. But the thing people don't talk enough about is minerals. Minerals, they talk a lot about good fats, so that's good. And of course, the vitamins, the antioxidants, right? So you're talking the foods that basically nuts, seeds, some lentils and stuff, which are great. It's just when you're in certain phases of life, wherever you are in your perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal, then you adjust the quantities. Yeah, just so I was talking about that, Josephine. It really depends on where you are in your menopause, perimenopause, postmenopausal, right? So perimenopause, when you're going through the wild changes, you're still getting your period off and on, then you need to decrease those because they're starch, they're high carb. When you're finished menopause, like I am, I was able to start bringing more back. I was able to eat more again, right? Now, of course, then you're going to tune into your body. Does my body like them? Does my body react to them? Someone talked about acid reflux. I had acid reflux in perimenopause every time I ate soups, stews, legumes, beans, potatoes, anything cooked heavy starches. I got acid reflux really bad. But I don't now. It was just a phase I went through. But I took out those foods and I ate way more highly nutritious raw foods and cooked veggies, lightly cooked veggies, and I had no acid reflux, zero, within a day. All right, so smoothies. I suggest you get a really good green powder blend. Now, every city, every state, every country has different brands. Of course, we have some that are the same. But this is it's a Canadian brand. But so something like this. This is a vibrational greens. Now, this one doesn't have any algaes in them, which are like your spirulina, your chlorella, all of that. We learn all this in the program, so you don't have to. I'm not going to go too much in depth. But this one just has a mixture of grasses like wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa sprouts, probably broccoli. I'm trying to see wheatgrass, oatgrass. Now, wheatgrass and oatgrass and barley grass are gluten-free. They only have the gluten when they're the actual grain. Okay, so the grasses are gluten-free. We have quinoa sprouts, sunflower seed sprouts, millet sprout, amaranth. So it's all vegan. It's all high protein. It's all very high fiber. It's all very, very high alkaline. So get a good green powder blend, put in your smoothies. Now, I also add extra wheatgrass powder. Wheatgrass is very high alkaline. It's very detoxifying for your body. It's great for your skin. And when I take wheatgrass powder, I have so little gray hair. Helps my gray hair. So it's anti-aging. Totally great. Another thing I use is a collagen powder. So I use a collagen powder in my smoothies, and collagen powder is good for protein. Now, it's not vegan, though. Not vegan. I'm not vegan. Collagen powder, it's good for your skin because we start to lose collagen, right? So it's good for your skin. It's good for your hair and nails, all of that. So collagen powder I use in my smoothies, too. And I always use chia. Here's some chia seeds, and you make it, never eat them dry, ever. Always hydrate chia, always, because they will suck all the moisture out of your whole body and your intestines, okay? So you mix about a 1-in-6 measurement. Now, ashwagandha is a great powder, and maca, M-A-C-A, for women going through perimenopause and menopause. Does not taste good, though. Does not. So add a little bit to your smoothies. And there's also some warming drinks you can make with this. Yeah. You can make more of a tea or coffee drink with the ashwagandha, or a hot chocolate type thing with healthy chocolate, the raw chocolate. Okay, and then spirulina. Some people may know about spirulina. It's an algae. It's a blue-green algae. It is extremely high in protein. So it's a very clean, high protein, high mineral. So you're feeding your cells, your hormones, the exact food they need to thrive. And what happens is it also helps stops the blood sugar level spikes, because you are getting way more clean proteins and minerals. You're not getting all the high sugars, right? So then there's no blood sugar spikes. So then your insulin levels start to regulate. Your hormonal levels start to regulate. So when you start eating right, everything begins to come into balance. That's what makes the difference. There's not a specific food. There's not a specific thing to do. It's about managing the stress, because the stress will keep the weight coming on. You will not release the weight with all the stress. So it's about learning how to do that, decrease stress. So in my program, I totally teach you stress reduction techniques. And then they can do every day, all the time. It's not hard. And then being aware of what food you're eating and taking out the toxins, which are the foods with the preservatives. Now, do you have to eat that clean all the time? No. When you eat clean most of the time, I can still go out on a Saturday night with friends and eat whatever I want. Whatever. Because that's only one night. It's not gonna throw off anything. But we're gonna get into the sabotage now, because what happens a lot is people will I'll have the all or nothing attitude. You go out, you're doing really well with your eating. I'd say for a couple of weeks, you go out with friends, you just eat crap because you've been denying yourself stuff. So you're like, I'm just going to eat it because I haven't been able to eat it, and too bad. And then you get that remorse where you're like, oh my God, I ruined everything, which is a lie. You go to yourself, I ruined everything. Oh my God, all the work I did is lost now. I screwed it up. I might as well just continue to eat junk, right? That's what wrecks it all. Because one night, one dinner does not screw it up. It does not screw it up. The next day, after eating crap and carbs and sugar, you might crave those foods again, but you have the choice not to eat them. You can say no, because I am choosing not to eat them again. So I am right back to my healthy eating. And then you have not screwed up anything. So I think people just think that with this one night out or this one meal, or people will not even start cleaning up their eating because they have a wedding in 2 weeks or 1 month. Well, during the wedding, I'm going to be eating, like heavy food. So why even start now, right? Does anybody have that problem? So that is the way you can sabotage yourself. And that's not it at all. I don't eat perfect all the time. I just eat really good most of the time. Therefore, those times when I don't, it doesn't bother me. No. And when you get yourself out, when you break the cycle of the insulin resistance of the blood sugar spikes that your body actually gets used to and relies on, when you break those cycles, then your body will work better. And it's different for everybody. There's times some people go through it really fast, 3 weeks, and they're great after that. Some people, it takes a little longer, but if you don't start, you're never going to break the cycle, right? Let's see what other ways people can sabotage. There's, so what can cause also, like someone said they go good for 6 months and then they start sabotaging. Yes. So true, Janet. I do too. Like that, what was I said? Sunday, I must have had something. Oh yeah, I had eggs Benedict on a muffin, gluten-free muffin on Sunday. And so Monday I craved a muffin. Of course I did, but I didn't have one. It's a choice. I knew that if I did, it would set the cycle up again. And so I said, no, I'm choosing not to go through that again. I'm choosing back. I want to go back to my normal. So why some people can go for 6 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks is because they see that time. So what happens is when you decide to make a change, you're all excited, you're committed, you're like, I'm doing this for this, and this is perfect, and it's going to be great, and you're all excited, and you get caught up in it. So you're doing really well, and you go on, and you continue doing well. And then there comes a time, and it's different for everybody, where something inside you says, this isn't your normal. I don't miss bread, rice. Oh, thanks, Joanne. I've eliminated almost all of the junk foods. Yes. And was it hard, Joanne? No, not at all. Thank you so much. So what happens is you keep going like you're doing really good. And then something inside you go, this isn't your normal. What are you doing? You're screwing up. You're not normal. And that starts to rock the boat inside of you, right? That starts to rock the boat. And you start to go, oh my God, maybe I should eat crap. I want crap. I want to eat crap. I want to eat sugar. So your inner sabotager starts grabbing hold of you, pulling you back to once was normal to you, which was eating those things, being frustrated, gaining weight, right? All of that stuff. So it's just because when we go to make a change, eventually we feel like, oh, this isn't right. This isn't the way I've lived for the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. This isn't right. This isn't my normal. We become uncomfortable because you're outside your normal. So what your mind, your body, whatever wants to do is drag you back down to your normal. When it drags you back down to your normal, then that's when you go, oh my God, I did it again. Why did I do this to myself again, right? You sabotaged. You went back to old habits, behaviors, ways of eating. But it's only because something was saving you. It was like our biology, like years and hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, we just wanted to stay safe. Anything that was out of the ordinary or caused friction or caused stress was seen as harm. So what did you want to do? Decrease that awkwardness, that stress, that discomfort. So your body still wants to do that. So when you're doing something that's out of the normal, that's a little bit uncomfortable for you, that is so different, there's something inside you that wants to pull you back, because it's like, this isn't normal. We can't have you in this state. You're probably in trouble. I'm going to pull you back to the normal comfort state. And it pulls you back. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Maria? Nutritional yeast is full of B vitamins. So that's what they're talking about. It's not like regular yeast. It's a non-active yeast. I choose to back to healthy eating. I also find if I get busy, I can slip for a bit, but then remember how great I have been feeling and make better choices. Yes, that's so true, Janet. Janet lost a lot of weight for my program, so she looks fantastic. All right, so that's the one thing. Remember that when you are doing really well, something inside you, and it's not, just be aware of it, is going to try to pull you back to normal, because it's not your normal. And you're going, oh my God, it's not my normal. So be aware of that. And then what you do is go, oh, I get it. I just want to go back to my old habits, behaviors, but I don't want that to be my normal anymore. That can't be my normal. I don't want that to be my normal anymore. So then you're choosing now to make a new normal, right? That's all. So you'll have these instances while you go back and forth. You can think of it like an angel and devil on one shoulder, right? You're doing really well. The angel's patting, you're going, great job, great job. But eventually the devil's like, excuse me, I've had no attention. Hello, devil. Hello, I need some attention. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Yeah. And so that's what's happening. It's these two sides of you, right? There's also the inner child that can take over, and that can be seen as like the little devil, or the immature kind of rebel or brat who wants to take control of things, right? Well, Brenda, yeah, but the thing is, Brenda, your definition of easy is crappy food. My definition of easy is broccoli and quinoa. So you see what I mean? You've only made the habit of easy being crappy food. Easy can be 2 scrambled eggs with turmeric, nutritional yeast, salt, and pepper. That's easy to me. How much easier can you get? Easy can be broccoli, 2 boiled eggs and some celery sticks. Seriously though, right? Easy does not mean junk. We've made it mean that. We've made it mean that stuff, French fries, or pick up something unhealthy to go. It does not have to be that way. It's a belief you have that it is that way. Kelly, take my program first. Seriously. And then you'll get out of the loop and you won't want to eat that crap stuff again. I can tell you that's what will happen. Oh, yeah, definitely, Brenda. Yeah, you need to get out of that. Yeah, and it's belief work. And my program goes into all the belief work too. So the 30-day, that's what we work on. We work on changing your beliefs so that your new normal is eating healthy most of the time. So you stick with it. And Kelly, yeah, I get what you mean. I went to Kelly. So Kelly, here's the deal. I went to an all exclusive, Kelly, and I ate extremely well because they have healthy food there too. They have healthy food there too. It's all your mindset. Now, did I eat some other foods that? Yes, but most of the time I ate healthy food. And because right now I eat clean most of the time, my blood sugar levels are balanced. My hormones are doing quite good. So I don't have the blood sugar spikes. So I don't have those wild cravings. I don't have those, I need this right away. And also, but it takes work. You know, the work that I've done on what I eat, and the work that I've done on coping techniques, ways I handle stress, why I don't choose food when. Sometimes I do, though, for emotional reasons, but I'm in more control out of it. It's because I've learned those things. So it's just about learning, what can I do instead when I get those frantic or triggered? And I usually would grab for food, but what can I do instead? So it's by learning and developing those habits and patterns, then become your beliefs, and then things all shift. And yeah, definitely the all-inclusive. I can eat really good in all-inclusives. If it's in Mexico or some of those other places, they have really healthy food. They have fish that's not battered. They have fruits. They have lots of healthy food at those places, salads and veggies. It's just about making the right choices, right? And not having the story that, oh my God, because this other food is here, well, I got to eat it. I have to eat it. How can I resist croissants? How can I resist breads? It's because you're going to choose to not eat those things. Yeah. Yeah, like Janet, yeah, meat, fish, vegetables, absolutely. Salads. Bring your own chia. If you know what chia, I bring my freaking chia seeds everywhere. And you can make chia gel and you can have that with something in the morning. For sure. Yeah, so it's what we believe is true, what we believe has to be true. So we tell ourselves these stories like, when I say a story, that would be, yeah, in Mexico, they have healthy food. You'll have healthy food there too. Their salsas are fantastic. They have no preservatives in their salsa. It's all just fresh stuff. And when they make their tortillas, make sure they're the corn ones, because most likely they are, but they're just so plain. They're so plain. They don't have junk in theirs. Even their cheese, cheese really bothers me. The Mexican cheese, you guys, is usually raw, unpasteurized milk, and it's usually like just cheese. They make it so fresh. They make it super fresh, although not a good thing to do when you're trying to lose weight. And I got very bloated from their cheese, but that's all. Like their stuff is usually pretty clean that way. They have so many desserts. Well, Kelly, that's your mindset again, right? That's choosing to have the desserts instead of choosing not to, or choosing to have one dessert every second day. How about that? So if you deny it completely, then you're going to binge. But if you say, I will have one every second day, then you can do that. And then during the day, you eat super, super clean, right? Super clean meal and enjoy. If dessert's one of your favorite things, then you work around it, right? You don't have one dessert so you binge the whole next day. But notice when you don't have desserts for a while, you won't tend to crave them as much. But when you have a dessert and then you have another, you'll continue on that cycle of craving them and wanting them for sure. That's just what happens, right? So yeah, but what is your goal? What is your vision of how you want to live your life, how you want to look and how you want to feel? If having desserts every day it will lead you to one outcome. Do you want that outcome? Or do you not want that outcome? The outcome will probably say stay in insulin resistance, stay in the high blood sugar, cravings, sugar, weight gain, right? That's what that will lead to. So if you're okay with that, then that's okay. If you want to change that, then you need to change it. Sugar is one of the worst things for you because it feeds cancer, but desserts are not bad. I'm just saying that. If you get into too much sugar, you're going to get into a really bad loop. But having a dessert every once in a while is not the worst thing. Right, eat, but what I go straight back to. Yeah, great. That's excellent, Josephine. Great. Cancer underwent. Can't see all your posts. 2.5 years. Ooh, that's so sad. Sorry about that. Put me on menopause and I gained 10 kilograms. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be. Heal your gut. Yeah. Absolutely. Chemicals. You've got a lot of poisons in you, right? So you want to start by healing your gut. Josephine, here's his name. Look up his website and start following him. Okay? Dr. Axe. He talks about healing the gut and he also has products for that. So start taking some of those. Yeah, heal your gut and follow Dr. Axe. Okay. And I know you keep saying you eat everything that you're suggesting. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell till I talk to you, I suppose. If I know other things that could be contributing to it, it's hard to know, right? Stress could be stress and stress on your body. So from the illness, from recovery, right? Yeah. All right, so let's see what else. Oh, another thing I want you to think about is meals. We think about meals really different. When I was growing up, meals was meats, potatoes, and vegetables. That was a meal. Meal was to fill us up, fill us up. Are you full yet? Do you get enough to eat? Are you still hungry? What we need to think about meals as nutrients. What am I putting into my body that my body needs? So we eat to fuel and feed our cells. Our cells do not need sugar. Well, in a way, they need certain types of sugars. They do not need muffins. They don't need white flours. They don't need all of this, right? So, I mean, we just want to think, when you look at your food, is that food that's going to feed and nourish me? Or is that food that is just filler? It's going to fill me up, but it has no nutritional content at all. That's what makes the difference. When you begin to eat more foods that have nutrients in them that your body needs, then it gets full faster. You don't go on these crazy eating. You don't overeat because you actually eat the right amount of food. And when your body gets the nutrients, minerals, vitamins, essential fatty acids, amino acids, all of those things, it says, oh, I'm full. You've fed me today. Thank you very much. And it doesn't crave anything. It doesn't want more food because it's full. So that's how things change when you eat the right foods. And it is different when you're in your 20s, 30s, and early 40s than what you eat when you're going through perimenopause, when you're in menopause, and then after. It is different because your body's different, reacts differently to food. Your hormones are different. Now, where you are in that phase is also a little different. And if someone's been addicted to sugar, has eaten a lot of simple carbohydrates, is kind of carboholic, doesn't eat a lot of vegetables, doesn't eat a lot of greens, then you're hypersensitive. So most foods you take in will probably go right to fat. And that's why you gain fat so fast. And that's why it's super hard to lose it. And that's why you're stuck in cravings and feeling really tired. A lot of the food causes the brain fatigue, the tiredness, feeling lethargic. But so post your questions or comments if you have any. Keep doing that. And I'm going to go on to another important topic too. People a lot of times talk about eating in the evening, eating when bored, emotional eating, and also, maybe not feeling full. So what that could have to do, and the mindset part of this is there's might be times in your life, well, here we go, where you're not feeling fulfilled, where you're feeling empty inside. Maybe your children have left, or you're feeling you have no purpose in life, or you don't know what your purpose is, or you're feeling like you're not feeling joy anymore. You've lost yourself. You don't know who you are anymore. There's confusion about what you want to do. You're feeling stuck in your life. You're feeling stuck in your job. You're feeling stuck in a relationship. You don't know what you want. You're like, am I at this point in my life? What is next for me? Is this all there is? What else can I do? Why doesn't life feel happy? Why don't I feel happy? So all those things can be also going on. And that's the emotional part of this phase, right? That's the emotional part of midlife that not many people talk about, because it is a time in our life when there is change. Like, as a teenager and adolescence, when she's going through her hormonal changes, her moods are all over the freaking place. Well, you're kind of going through that too. And if you say, but I finished my period, if you haven't changed how you eat in a way that helps to balance things, you could still be experiencing quite a lot of that. And so then a lot of women go on antidepressants in this phase of life because their moods change so drastically. And that is also because of hormones. Serotonin's a hormone, dopamine's a hormone. All our hormones affect each other. So wouldn't it make sense that we're in this hormone fluctuation in midlife? Wouldn't it affect all hormones? Therefore, our moods completely. We can feel all these different emotions and different anxiety. I never had anxiety before midlife. Then I got it really bad. I don't have it right now. You can get over it if you manage yourself and change some things at this phase of your life, right? Learn ways to cope, learn ways to handle your stress. Of course, learn how to eat that's right for you during this phase of life. So all of those things contribute to a more balanced you. And then there could be times, like I talked about, when it comes up when you know something's not right in your life, but you're like, well, I have a great husband, I have a great house, I have a good job, I don't know why I don't feel. It's because it's time for you. You've raised your family, you've done all that, and now the universe or you is saying, what about you? What do you want in your life now? You're not finished. You have years left. Do you really want to stay doing the same thing you are? Or do you really want to live like this forever? And so what starts to come up is like, I think I want something different for myself. I think I want some more meaning in my life. Maybe I want to volunteer. Maybe I want a new career. I never got to do all those passions I used to love to do. Why can't I do those things? I want to be creative. I want to be an artist, right? So when someone is suppressing their creativity or suppressing some passion that they want to do in life, it will lead to some sort of a depression or a repression, and often weight gain. Yeah, cravings. Because sometimes you don't even realize that's what you're doing. You're just so used to pushing it in the background. So it's like holding a beach ball underwater. It gets very hard to hold it under for too long, especially when you're balancing a million other things, right? It keeps popping up. So these things keep popping up. And the way we numb it is with food and alcohol, right? Food and like the wines and this and having a drink. That's all we know to get rid of that. Something's coming up that's unease. So something is uneasy within us, right? Yeah, so that can be why some people feel also very tired, lethargic at this phase of life. It's because they are suppressing all this stuff within them, and it gets exhausting. So you can think about that. And I don't know if anybody here is going through that, because that's a very, very, very common thing, right? All right. Is there any other area, do you guys know how you sabotage yourself or things that go on? Or does anybody want to post something about how, or a question or a comment about something they may get in and they don't know why and they can't seem to stop doing it? And also, okay. So one thing that I didn't know I had struggled with and worked with and had in me for years was what's called the victim. And that is somebody who is always trying to figure things out. Like, I don't know why I do this. So you could be saying, I don't know why this happens to me. This always happens to me. Why does this happen to me? Or you're blaming circumstances for what happens, or like circumstances for why you can't do things. And that's sometimes when people say, I can't eat healthy regular. It's time and it's my job and it's just too much and all of this. So what happens is you just are used to continually blaming like other things on why you can't attain something. And that is like the victim mode. And when you begin to take more responsibility and go, oh, wait, I'm not, you're focusing on what you can't do. So that's where the focus is. So what's going to grow is where you have your focus, right? What you need to do is start asking better questions. How can I make this possible? What can I start doing now? What's one thing I can start doing tomorrow, right? So just noticing, are you somebody who's always saying, I can't, I don't know why I do this, I don't know, please help me, I need help, I can't do it, right? That was me. I was always looking outside of myself because I couldn't feel why, right? So always like saying, this keeps happening, it must be this reason why I haven't had it, it must be this reason. So just note if you do that, that's the victim, and you're going to always keep yourself the victim. That means someone who's never conquering their problem, right? And, oh yeah, about taking a step. So if you are, another thing is that we try to go from A to Z super fast and we can't see the steps. So if you're somebody who's like, I'm like this, I feel so terrible, I'm like, but I want to be like this, why can't I get there? It seems so overwhelming. There's too many things for me to do, or weight loss. There's too much weight for me to lose. And so you tend to stop, procrastinate, or never even start, or keep giving up. That is because you're looking for all the steps. You're trying to figure out all the way instead of just trying to ask what may be my first step and take little consistent steps each day. That's why programs work, is because they get you to focus on the next step, then the next step, then the next step. Because our mind naturally, ourselves, wants to figure out every step, but we can't. We got to take one step. Then from there, we take the next step. Then from there, we take the next step. So it's very logical. It's very easy. It flows, and we're not overwhelmed. We're not overwhelmed. That's why programs work, right? And like I said, my 30-day program is starting June 4th, which is Monday, 167 only right now. That's it. Will never be that low again. You get all the recipes. I do live trainings. It's in a Facebook group, a private one, so everyone can communicate, post what they're eating, encourage each other, help each other. I'm in there every day, all the time. I do all my lessons from there. So videos like this, very specific though. We go deep into certain topics, right, that are really going to help you. Of course, you get all the recipes, video recipes too, showing you how, showing you the ingredients, showing you how to do it, showing you how to make it, showing you how easy it is, showing you how to prep the food, like all of this type of stuff, taking it step by step by step from where you are now, and then working at what feels right for me, how to find out the foods that are right for you, how to know what to do next, how to judge your body. So it's really, it just becomes you. It becomes part of your life. It becomes fully integrated into your life. And that's what's important. When we see something as, ooh, this is special, this is outside of me, this is hard, it's difficult, I got to really think, it's not part of my life. So the healthy eating thing is out here. Once it's fully integrated into your life, then it just is. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like washing your face. You just do it. And that's what's missing a lot, is people have it so separate right now because they're not sure how to integrate it, right? So when you're not sure how to fully integrate it into your life, it just seems always elusive. I can't quite get it. And then there's the confusing information. I mean, I have guidance with my business and stuff. I mean, if we don't, you know what, our mind goes just all over the place. Just like, and is unable to pull it together with focus and have it laid out. And that's why programs are so, work so well, is because they just help you focus, pull it together, have support, have accountability, and do the steps. That's what it is. And it's not all or nothing, and it's not one size fits all. It's about what's finding works for you, because that's the most important thing. That's why fad diets may work for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you go back to old habits because you haven't learned how to eat normally every day. And that's what you're going to learn. This is the way I eat. This is the way I live. This is what I do. It's my normal, right? It's my normal. And then working through different ways to shift in thoughts, beliefs, habits, behaviors, patterns. When all those shift, you naturally make healthy choices. You naturally do things that are good for you because it's part of you. So for me, the way I live my life is part of me. I don't have to force myself to, well, some days I do. Sometimes I don't feel like making food, you guys. It's not every day. Honest to God. But I know, I'm like, well, I could eat crap. And I do sometimes. It's a choice. I just deal with the consequences. That's all. But the next day, I'm like, okay, healthy again. Here we go, right? I enjoyed that meal. It was fun. It was good. It was tasty. That was good. I enjoyed it. But today I'm back to my normal, which is my healthy eating. Because it's my normal, I don't have to think about it. It's not overanalyzing. It's not wondering what, because I know what works for me. There's no wondering. There's no having to go on any kind of ever diet again. It just is. It's just what I do every day. It's just natural. It's part of me. That's it. And that's really where you want to be, because then you don't have to struggle anymore, right? You just don't have to struggle. But it doesn't mean you're like, right on, I love making food every single day all the time. No, it just means you have those ups and downs, but you know how to deal with them. You know how to deal with them, right? And you are allowing yourself to have treats every once in a while, because you know it's not going to get out of hand. You know that it's going to be just that one time or 2 times, whatever. I'm fine. Because my normal is eating healthy most of the time. So I'm fine. All right. Wow. I talked. I wish you guys could talk. I wish I could hear you. Are there any questions or comments before I sign off here? And yeah, 167. I was going to close that tomorrow. I might leave it on till Thursday, 167 price till Thursday, and then it's going up to 197. You can still get in at 197. Absolutely. If you're Canadian, you can do an email transfer. If you're US or anywhere else in the world, I can do PayPal invoice where you can pay PayPal or your credit card, either or. And yeah, I'll be posting something about it tonight. Any closing comments? Any questions? Did you get something out of this training? Yeah, let me know. I would love to hear. I know there's still some people on, but maybe I don't see all your comments. You know what, you guys? Just a minute. Because I can't always get them on my computer. So let me get back there. Oh boy, here. Sorry, I should have checked that. I remember that now. Could be asking me questions, but I can't see them. Okay, let's see what else.
Yeah, I'll be posting something about it tonight.
Oh, there we go. See, I didn't see this. Okay, let me see this.
Sorry, I should have checked that. I remember that now.
Oh my God, now I get that. Okay. I can't see my comments. It's blank. Just to prove I can't see my comments. See, it's blank, you guys. I'm going to try to look for my comments, okay? Oh my God, that's terrible. Let me get out of this again. Sorry. Weird. Won't let me see my comments. Okay, got to do it again. Okay, never had that again. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Oh my God. How many portions of fruit is okay for menopause? As you said, too much is too much sugar. Kelly, that is food combining. Yes, Josephine, look up food combining. What's best source to investigate this? Just Google food combining rules. You'll find them. They're contradictory though. Oh, so sorry, you guys. I didn't see these. Kelly, the reason I sabotage is for I'm hungry and do not know what to eat. That's not actually sabotage, Kelly. I'll message you, Kelly. I really think you should take this program, even though you're going away, because you will learn it all. You will get it all. And you always have that information. You're not going to lose it. It's not going to go away. Okay. As I cut out dairy and meat and carbs. Okay. Yeah, there's still lots. You can eat food combining. Yes, just Google it. But it's contradictory a little bit, but you will get the gist of it, Josephine. Okay. For sure. How many portions of fruit is okay for menopause? As you said, too much sugar. It depends on Kelly for fruit. It depends on where you are. Perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. If you are stuck in the loop of insulin resistance. So I'd have to know more about you and from you. Yeah, that's why. If you do the program, we will have lots of time to go back and forth about that. And then I can help you way more about that. It is hard to answer because I don't know what your body's doing right now. But first of all, you would start by getting rid of it right now. And that's probably would help. Yeah. And what type of fruit makes a difference too, right? Yeah. Thank you, Kelly. Okay. Yeah, Joanne, read labels. Thanks. Geez, I missed a few comments. I'm so sorry. Okay. I can see the comments now. Oh, you can't see. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being on live and for commenting and for participating so great in this training. I appreciate it so much. All right, take care. Bye-bye.